Guys, I'm going to attempt to give a boiled down, summarized version, Cliff Note version of why you may be targeted. And I'm only going to really be able to relate it to my experience, but I'll be honest with you, I really feel like it relates to a lot of people. Okay? I know some people like to say they dated a cop, and then they had a bad breakup, and the cop put them on or some kind of federal person or government person. And I'm going to be honest with you, I think that's BS. I think that's baloney. I think a lot of people who spout that are probably just controlled ops on the whole thing. Guys, they put a lot of time, money, resources into following you around if you are part of this targeted program. And if just because you had bad sex with a cop I don't feel like that's enough to spend all that kind of money. I'm sorry it was disappointing for you, but, I just don't think that's why you're targeted. You're not targeted for that reason. If you really are targeted, it's because you're a witness. Yeah, you're in what could be otherwise known as a witness extermination program. Yeah. You're a witness to a crime, and it most likely involves your family. Yeah. Guys, I went through a pedophile ring as a little boy. A very nasty one. My folks were very much involved in that Masonic occult. They pretended to be nice Christians, preachers, pastors of a church. But we would travel around. They would travel me around the Northwest. All kind of different lodges, and I would do all kind of initiation and all kind of rituals for those pedophiles and perverts that are in that club. And I wasn't the only kid going through it. In fact, all the kids are going through it in some form or way. But what has happened is they are able to figure out, they're able to separate which people will keep silent about the abuse and the crime as long as they get rewards versus the people that they know will tell the truth no matter what. And so what happens is the people that they find out that will tell the truth no matter what, they become targets. They get put through a much more sinister program. They get put through a more severe and traumatizing part of MK Ultra. And the idea is to push you to exterminate yourself so that they don't have to do it up front. They don't have to be out in the open about it. Because you got to understand, if they just out openly take you out, then it's going to expose their crimes. Yep. But what they do is put you through a psychological warfare program, and they started it when you were young. Okay? You were getting abused very young, and throughout your whole life you were going through this. And the idea is eventually when you get older, they were going to start doing certain things to make you snap. Like a kill switch. This is what you're going through. And that's the reason you're going through it, is because you're a witness to a crime. You're a victim of a crime. You're a victim of a pedophile ring. And the only reason that they're targeting you and not any of your brothers or sisters or anybody else in your family that went through it is because those people in your family are okay with it just as long as they get rewards and recognition for it. They're okay with what's happening. It's kind of like, think about back in the Nazi days, okay? When there were people who were okay with what they were doing to the Jews, and those people got rewarded, and then the folks that weren't okay with it got targeted by the regime. Very much this is what's going on. In fact, I could say this is a precursor to what would be the rise of our form of a Nazi regime. Now, you haven't noticed all the blue line gangs and the line gang, the tribal separation that's going on. All this is tied together in a way, guys. It really is.